It is time!
Okay, new reaction video. I obviously need to change, but I did my homework this time, so I found a transformation that is heroic, that is definitively manly, nothing girly or ambiguous going on there, and that is beloved by everybody, some real iconic stuff, and this is going to be awesome. So let's do this. Well, that's pretty much all he does. He rips open his shirt and then he usually just flies off. So let's check out the introductions of the other guys, shall we?
So, analysts react to season 6 premiere. About freaking time!
Well, I may have downright hated the season 5 finale, but, hey, a couple months to cool down, and now we're in season 6. A lot of new possibilities, a lot of new adventures, and definitely a lot of new stuff to make fun of. Let's do this.
Golden! Season 6 is finally here! Aren't you excited?
Hasbro, it's too early. I'm not even done with season 5 yet.
Yeah, so, I have the flu, and now I have no voice, but I am a professional, so let's react to, wait, is this premiere set in the Crystal Empire? This premiere is going to suck.
A new season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is at hand, and a grave new threat has risen against Equestria, and her name is Flurry Heart. Look on her stinky diapers and despair, ye mighty, despair. Nah, I'm kidding. It's not like super powerful kids ever grow up and turn evil. Isn't that right, Anakin, Tom Riddle, and Sasuke's brother?
Oh, wow! Not even 1 second in, and I already hate it! I mean, really? Starlight's still not in jail for her criminally selfish and sociopathic actions? I mean, Calm yourself, Will. We just started. Maybe the rest of the episode will surprise you.
Library. Where did they put the library?
That is a lot of space for only 3 occupants. I mean, really, it's just Twilight and Starlight and Spike staying here, isn't it?
Okay, so not only does this castle have no security and no royal guards, but now you also have no directories or signs above your doors to know which room is which.
Wow, you know what? Twilight should think about getting one of those mall "you are here" things installed in her castle. Those are really helpful for finding your way around.
Top-notch castle. Top-notch.
Hey, nice hairdo, Starlight. I take it you had some lessons from Rarity?
Okay, let me stop it right here. What's up with her hair? I mean, nothing against the new hairstyle. A new hairstyle can be a nice thing. I don't want to be like, oh, it never change anything. But here's an issue I have with this hairstyle she has. It's not in the middle. She's a pony. She's not a human. A human can have a mohawk or one of the side thingy or whatever. She's a pony. She only has this one string of hair which is in the middle of her head. Starlight has it on her side. This is going to drive me nuts throughout the entire thing, isn't it?
This castle looked a lot smaller from the outside.
Didn't ANY and I already make that joke?
What? Do I really have to make a Doctor Who reference every time somebody says something about the size difference between inside and outside? This is just childish.
I swear, Josh Haber has seen my reviews. I mean, this is the second time he's either quoted me or paraphrased someone in a review I did.
Simply the reaction of a non-Whovian.
Morning, Starlight. What?
No, my innocence, now I can never get married, says crazy people in anime sometimes.
Oh god, I could see his underscales.
Babe, you do know they don't wear clothes, right?
Have you ever read Sparity Klopfix?
No.
Never do.
Oh, these kind of jokes are so stupid. They don't work in a universe where everybody is naked all the time. Especially when the person visible on screen has even more clothes on than usual. Admitted, it was kind of cute and funny when Fluttershy did it back in the beginning of Super Speed Decider Squeezy 6000, but here it was just dumb.
Starlight, good morning. Come in. Sorry I'm late. I still can't believe you're letting me stay here as your pupil after everything I did.
Neither can half the fandom.
Pardon?
I still can't believe you're letting me stay here as your pupil. Pupil.
Pupil? Am I hearing that correctly? Pupil?
No, bitch! No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You know, I think Twilight letting Starlight become her new apprentice and live in the castle has less to do with Twilight wanting to share her wisdom, and more she just got really lonely being by herself in there with no one but Spike to talk to.
Well, I'm not one to dwell on the past, and neither should you.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. Something in my throat there.
Yeah, because imagine everything I went through. The prospect of eternal night, chaos taking over the land, Canterlot being taken over by weird bug course hybrids, the end of the world, ruining my friends' lives because of a botched star swirl spell. If I focus on the past, I would just be totally crazy, right? But I'm not.
I was just trying to figure out what your first friendship lesson should be.
Yeah, there is no way that that's the entire list Twilight has in store for Starlight.
Oh, these are just the A's. After this, I move on to the B's.
Yep, called it, definitely.
Bees. My god.
Is it too late to get a GED in friendship?
Hidden in the window, there's the castle, and here we have it. Starlight Glimmer, actually part of the intro now. Also CMC, yay, they have their cutie marks and they totally don't look edited in afterwards or anything. No, totally natural how they fit in there.
Which way is the throne room?
Twilight, you should have a map set up for Starlight.
You mean like a cutie map?
Boo!
Well, I think we should leave ASAP. I don't want to miss the crystalling.
Haha, crystalling, like christening, that's clever. You should add a laugh track to show how clever it is.
But, shouldn't we wait for the invitation?
I don't know. I don't think an invitation is really needed at this point. I mean, you're all in close relations with the princesses, so why don't you just go now? I mean, come on, saving Equestria multiple times should kind of constitute VIP treatments to events like this, you know?
Frankly, I'm not exactly clear on all the customs and traditions of the Crystal Empire.
Don't worry, Applejack. Nobody does. The writers just make shit up as they go.
And a party! And a party! And a party!
Okay, Pinky, we're not really going to the crystalling. This is an intervention. All your friends are here because they're worried about you.
It's not hard to understand. Most things in the Crystal Empire aren't. Like how I'm a big hero there, for example.
Who would have thought that Rarity is actually the character trying to stifle a laugh here? I mean, you'd think that Rainbow Dash, maybe Pinkie Pie, but no, Rarity is the one who's trying not to laugh.
Applejack's deadpan I can buy, but Rarity being so undignified and just snickering away in reaction.
Okay, I know it seems really mean of Rarity to be snickering at Spike right now, despite her seeing him save the Crystal Empire with her own eyes, but I'm just gonna choke this up to her vibrating cutie mark tickling her. Yeah, I know I'm a bitch.
Pinky is done with your shit!
So is Applejack.
Wait. Has this vase been there the entire time?
Oh, nice, Spike. Is that Grecian urn a John Keats original? Anybody get that? Anybody? Aw, dang.
Whenever a baby is born in the Crystal Empire, the parents bring it before the Crystal Heart. They get the purest shard of crystal they can find, then pick a crystaller to present the baby to every pony who comes.
Exposition, exposition, rush it out ASAP!
Why does it seem like every time they read something about the history of the Crystal Empire it sounds like a fan fiction written by Mabel Bynes?
Oh boy, Josh is probably fangasming like crazy right now.
Meanwhile, on Josh Scorcher's channel...
Though honey and may seem impossible, that's the gospel truth.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what to think about this vase, because this ancient vase is featuring Cadence and Shining Armor as our parents, and Twilight as a crystaller, because there are those two Alicons which are not Luna and Celestia, so it has to be them. And if you look closely, those 5 ponies in the background are also the remaining 5. On the left hand side we have Rainbow Dash, Rarity and Applejack, and on the right hand side we have Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. So has there been some kind of prophecy that this very constellation of ponies is going to be there for the crystalling of the new child?
What do you mean it increases the Crystal Heart's power?
I see a power-hungry villain fallback incoming. Don't tell her, Spike, don't tell her, she will abuse it.
Protect it from what?
Let's see, shadow ponies, the frozen tundra, yaks. It's basically the equestrian version of Australia up there.
Can I ask you something about the Crystal Empire? Huh, funny you should mention it. I found out that's where the first pony you ever cared about lives. Sunburst?
You mean Sunset Shimmer? We all agreed. It made more sense if her friend was Sunset Shimmer, right?
Okay, exactly how did Twilight figure out where Sunburst was? I mean, could she figure out where any pony in all of Equestria is at the drop of a hat?
Of course, that's just one idea. We could also go to Griffinstone. Making friends with a griffin is a challenge all by itself. Or we could tag along with the CMCs the next time they try to help a pony who can't figure out...
Okay, that doesn't happen, but you gotta admit, that's probably what Starlight's thinking right now.
The following is a test of the emergency internal freakout system. Please contact the local authorities or await further instructions or interventions. Thank you.
Oh boy, looks like Starlight's got that PTFD, post-traumatic friendship disorder.
By the way, I want to add something. People complaining about the backstory of Starlight Glimmer, that, oh, she lost a friend and such. She was a kid, and she took it very hard, and it was pretty traumatizing.
Childhood trauma is something very hard to deal with, especially if you don't try to take care of it.
Keep in mind, guys, we are talking about the character that caused Starlight to become a completely antisocial sociopath, which kidnapped an entire town, brainwashed all of them, took away their cutie mark, and later nearly destroyed all of time and space in her revenge act. As much as an overreaction as it might have been back in the past when she turned crazy because of it, it kind of shaped her entire life, this traumatic experience. So I am kind of with her on this reaction.
I know! I guess you were right.
You can take Starlight out of our town, but you can't take our town out of Starlight.
This is why I like to emphasize signs.
I think Starlight's the only one that actually gets lost in this castle.
I am never gonna find my way around this place.
That's what I said!
Reuniting me with my first friend.
What's so terrible about that?
I'm sensing a musical number coming on.
When we were fools, Sunburst knew everything there was, but when he left...
You blamed cutie marks and stripped a whole village of theirs, and when Twilight and the others stopped you, you went back in time and almost destroyed Equestria.
Well, gee, when you put it like that, that sounds completely petty and stupid.
I want to say, it's a very interesting dynamic between those two we get to see in those flashbacks, with Sunburst being the one who kind of gives Starlight the directions, and then Starlight, as a magical powerhouse she is, makes something amazing out of it. And they really complement each other very nicely in this way. Which also kind of explains why Starlight, without Sunburst as the one giving her directions, kind of went off the rail. And while we're on it, I want to point out that in this very still frame, there are at least 3 Sailor Scout ponies.
Could you imagine if that fell off the wrong place?
Oh my god! I'm invited to the Crystal Empire! I'm important!
You know, it seems Equestria has a really bad habit of sending invitations to important events on the day of said event. Also, never mind using Derpy. We now deliver our letters through Breezy Mail. Meanwhile, on the Lost Narrators channel...
Shining Armor's a father. I'm an aunt.
So, what does that make Spike?
A monkey's uncle.
I don't know why, but I just really love the way Twilight says, "And I'm an aunt." It's like she changes accents out of nowhere.
Since we're going to the Crystal Empire, your first friendship lesson is going to be reuniting with Sunburst. Great.
Well, I guess this is punishment enough. Forcing Starlight to reunite with Sunburst against her will, just like how Twilight was forced to make friends against her will. Still, that jail cell's gonna get pretty lonely.
Make them genuine sweet apple acres apple trees. We make them for all the apples, and any pony related to Twilight is practically family.
Careful how you word that, AJ. I mean, we're still unsure if you and the pies are related, and there's, some questionable shipping amongst that.
And a fetching blanket to keep you warm.
Hey Rarity, that quilt was made by my dead parents. Put it back or I cut you.
I'm sure Shining Armor and Princess Cadence will love all our gifts.
You know, Twilight, you can just call her Cadence. You don't always have to call her Princess every time. I mean, you'd think that they've known each other for so long that they don't always have to be formal with each other, you know?
I'd understand if you wanted to, wait to do a different friendship lesson when we get back.
Nice try, Starlight, but you're not getting out of this easily. Wait, what was this? Are we going to go with a competent supportive Spike now after all? I would be really happy about this, just saying.
Oh, trust me, I know what it's like to see old friends.
Yeah, and frankly you sucked at it.
I've broken the whole lesson down into a few easy steps to ensure this reunion goes off without a hitch.
And by few, she means 100 plus.
Get to the castle with enough time to visit the baby.
God, Shining! Fatherhood hit you like a ton of bricks.
Someone get this guy a pillow.
Shining Armor!
Twilight!
That is the most adorable way Twilight's name has ever been said.
He's even more stoned than usual.
Of course I am. It's me, right here. Here I am. Why wouldn't I come meet my sister? Though we haven't met before.
These have got to be some of the greatest expressions Shining Armor has ever come up with. I know he's completely exhausted, but it's fun.
Are you alright?
Never better.
I was told to wear a condom, but I didn't listen.
Being a father is amazing and wonderful and amazing and confusing and amazing.
Then you realize you're an alcoholic when you repeat yourself. You realize you're an alcoholic when you repeat yourself. You realize you're an alcoholic. Oh, damn it, God damn it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're an aunt now.
No, she said she was an aunt, not an ant. I mean, do you see a pair of antennae growing out of her head with another pair of legs? I didn't think so.
That's way more important than some friendship lesson.
Whoa, let's not go crazy here.
You've already done the work for Starlight's lesson with this list. All we have to do is follow it.
Spike, you backstabbing traitor! How could you?
God damn it, Spike?
Spike, you're a genius. Yeah, genius.
I'm gonna spit in your dragon nose tomorrow.
Let's go see this amazing baby pony.
Sheesh, Shining Armor reminds me of myself when I was in college during exam week.
Here's a question. If both Cadence and Shining Armor are so busy taking care of the baby that they can't get any sleep, Who's running the Crystal Empire?
Okay, back up. Total continuity error right there. All horses should be neighing while sleeping. Applejack set the standard in Applebuck season. Get with the program!
Why is there a statue of you in the Crystal Empire? Because Spike the Brave and Glorious saved all of us from King Sombra.
You're still keeping that Spike the Brave and Glorious title? Don't you guys think that's a little excessive?
Recognition, yeah! Spike gets recognition, yeah!
Just call him Spike. That's what they'll remember him as. I'm sorry to be a killjoy, but simplify your titles.
Nah, it's no big deal.
It most certainly is!
Seriously, what's the matter with those crystal ponies? Aren't they just hanging around the entire day stalking Spike and wait for a good moment to interrupt their conversation in this way? Also, now that I think of it, if Spike gets a little bit older, he will have no issues getting laid in the Crystal Empire.
Hey Auntie Twilight, my eyes are here.
So cute, cat!
I really wasn't that impressed with how adorable Flurry Heart looked. Yes, babe. Let's get you some water.
Aw, look at the cute little baby alicorn. What's your name? Is it Poof? Mary Sue? Lazy Cash Grab Jr.? Also, I find it weird that she looks nothing like any of the other baby ponies. Something weird about this kid.
By God, it's worse than we thought! The baby got Larsened! What? Not on staff anymore! Damn it! The only remotely funny staff joke has failed me!
Oh, the jokes I can make about Flurry Heart. In fact, here are 10 of them right now! Oh, for crying out loud, did Andy Price draw the wings? So this must be Dumbo's pony Sona. I once caught a fish this big. You think if she starts crawling, she's able to get lift? Good news, honey, she can learn to swaddle herself. This just in, the albatross no longer has the largest wingspan. When she grows up, she'll be able to give Equestria the biggest hug ever. I think I just found Jiro Horikoshi's new muse. Well, on the plus side, she'll have worse wing boners than Golden Fox. Skulu is going to be pissed. Play me off, Paul!
Oh, it's so cute with its stubby little legs and how it is sucking its hoof and everything, and I don't really fucking care about cutesiness. Moving on.
Okay, yeah, the baby's cute and all, but, you know, when you really think about it, with horns and wings that big, it must have been a really, really painful experience for Cadence. I mean, her cooch must be hanging out to dry right now.
The baby is an alicorn? But I thought alicorn wings had to be earned by accomplishing some great princess-worthy deed.
Yes, it was an interesting and creative interpretation on the princess title by changing it from being born into privilege to a title of accomplishment that is now completely ruined.
How can you just be born with them?
Actually, it's quite simple, AJ. The baby's mother is an alicorn, so naturally the baby itself is going to be an alicorn. It's called genetics. Learn them.
Okay, natural-born alicorn. This has got to be the moment when Celestia starts explaining about their history and why she's a natural-born alicorn, right?
The birth of an alicorn is something Equestria has never seen.
Wait, what?
It is beyond even our understanding.
Bullshit!
Wait, what?
Babe, where are you going?
Gonna go write a script on alicorns. Ink Rose can't hold me down anymore.
In the middle of this React video?
Fine. Only for you.
If Luna and Celestia aren't natural-born alicorns, then who or what gave them their horns and or wings? Or maybe the fact that Celestia talks about never seen in Equestria, that means it's open to interpretation, and maybe there were natural-born alicorns before there was an Equestria? I don't know, it's just really confusing.
First of all, screw all of you who have for the last 3 years shouted down everybody who dared to talk out against this headcanon of a single person about the nature of alicorns. Second, what does it say about Luna and Celestia? Have they been normal ponies back then and ascended as well, just as Twilight and Cadence did? If this is the case, that would imply that Cadence and Twilight are now as well immortal alicorns, which also raises the questions what is going to be with Twilight and her friends, because the show staff has already explained that Twilight will not outlive her friends by immortality. So we are back to the theory that all of the main six will turn alicorns sooner or later. Third of all, are we going to understand that the moment an alicorn gives birth that it automatically is an alicorn as well? Would this mean that Celestia and Luna in their millennia-long life never got lucky? This is kind of a sad theory.
Wow! A unicorn and a Pegasus!
And a nurse pony.
So she could be a super strong flyer and have crazy baby magic!
And whatever Earth ponies have. Probably stamina or amazing growing powers. I'm not sure how this really comes through in a baby, but you are an Earth pony yourself, Pinky! Don't forget about the Earth ponies! Alicorns embody all 3 tribes!
I think we're gonna need more than 1 box of Kleenex.
Holy smokes, that kid has a cannon grown out of her head. I think the new Crystal Empire has found its newest and cutest little super weapon. Yes, they have. Who wants to help Mommy and Daddy crush all who oppose them?
Okay, most of those reactions are appropriate. Pinky's isn't. If somebody lets off a destructive beam of death right next to you, you are not all smiles unless you are a complete psychopath. Because at this point, we don't know if this mayor 2 floors up actually was alone previous to the death beam.
Well, at least with the baby having such uncontrollable magic, that would lead to a lot of interesting episodes later on, right?
It appears her magic is more powerful than that of a newborn unicorn.
Well, duh. She's an alicorn and it is already established that alicorn magic is stronger than unicorn magic. So, who is surprised by this?
We've all faced a lot worse than baby magic.
Yeah, but I don't think Tyrek was able to sneeze out energy blasts in the blink of an eye.
Huh? Oh no! I still have to interview the honor guards, choose the purity crystal, and pick a crystaller!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shining Armor's Lesson 0.
Pinky can stay here with me and keep an eye on the baby.
Well, we now know she's a facehugger. Those things are never coming off.
Hey, little known fact. Babies love Pinkie Pie because she makes them feel mature.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pinkie Pie is adorable.
Well, as much as I love reliving my heroic deeds, Starlight and I have an important lesson to do.
Aw, come on, Spike. I want to hear about the games too.
Trust me, Starlight. No, you don't.
I know you're nervous about seeing Sunburst, but it says right in step 3 to, deal with your fears by facing them, not by putting it off.
Spike, promise me one thing. Never change.
See, this is why Spike is one of the best characters. He's pretty much an empath to Twilight and the main 6.
Wait! What? Knocking on the door isn't the next thing on the list.
Seriously?
Exactly my reaction.
I know Twilight can be a little nitpicky.
Understatement of the decade.
It's almost like your whole future depends on this moment.
So, no pressure, right?
Yeah, that's the same face I made when people found out I didn't like Friendship is Witchcraft.
Highlight the importance of the meeting. Check. I can't believe you wanted to skip that.
You should become a motivational speaker, Spike.
Sunburst?
Yes? What can I do for you?
He's got glasses and a beard. I love this guy already, and he's gotten over that weird speech impediment.
Hey look! It's Star Swirl's lost son!
He looks like Harry Potter to me.
You're a wizard, Sunburst.
Of course. Starlight. My goodness, it's been a long time.
I like him. I mean, honestly, his way of talking, what goodness, he has been such a long time. I like him. He is right out of the door, literally in this case. He is sympathetic.
What have you been up to?
Me? Oh, you know.
Just a few things here and there, like brainwashing ponies to not match my superiority, mess with time travel spells that a millennia-old wizard couldn't perfect, almost killing a princess twice, and plunging all of Equestria down the hole because you left me when I was at my weakest, which in turn made me become one of the biggest sociopathic terrorists in all the land. Dick.
Yes! Yes, that's me, yep. Important wizard.
Not just a wizard, an important wizard, too different from a vital wizard or a crucial wizard, or a pinball wizard.
I'm sorry. Fatherhood is way more stressful than I ever thought.
And meanwhile, Fluttershy's all like, "You think that's bad? I'm forced to house a stuck-up abusive rabbit and a chaotic Draconequus that can threaten to send you to a different dimension if you piss him off! Don't rant to me about your problems!"
I have gone through the trouble of arranging them in order from incredibly pure to outrageously pure. Rarity, don't they all sort of look the same?
Oh sweetie honey sweetie, my cutie mark is literally shiny rocks, so why don't you go do what your cutie mark does, and go play with butterflies or something?
Oh, well, to the untrained eye perhaps.
Untrained eye, my ass, they're all blue crystals.
Well, at least she's having fun.
Yeah, discipline is for peasants.
Pinky, hold her still!
God does not know of my true power. I was concepted in bowels of Tartarus.
You can cut the sexual tension with a knife.
Awkwardness intensified. Honestly, those two just sitting next to each other being all super awkward. I could watch this for hours. Somebody make an animation, a 10-hour animation with those two just sitting there, glimpsing around the room, moving objects on the table.
The Princess of Friendship wants you and I to be friends again?
I know. Weird, right?
Oh, just kiss already!
Like you said, I'm a important wizard.
Does anyone else get the sense that maybe Sunburst was supposed to appeal to a lot of the bronies out there? I mean, he's a socially awkward shut-in who spends a lot of his time studying, and he's one of the very few ponies who wears glasses.
I'm sure there's something on Twilight's list that can help here.
Oh, look here, it says, tell writers to avoid awkward social tropes, they have never been funny.
Babies, and they make this wonderful noise. In the first 6 months, they make this noises.
Well, we're boned.
Are you fucking shitting my nuts?
Demon child!
Well, that was a nice crystal heart we had there, once. But it's fine. Just pop over to Relics R Us and get a new one. Oh, wait, you can't.
You'd think such an important MacGuffin, that has been stolen before, would have some sort of protection, but whatever.
Oh, by the way, the only reason everything went south, the baby was separated from Pinkie Pie. Further proof that Pinkie Pie is best pony.
I guess you could say the baby's heart got broken.
Okay, in case you're wondering what my real initial reaction to this scene was, check this out.
I'm guessing that's gonna make it hard to do the crystalline.
Applejack states the obvious. We'll be back after these messages.
Without the heart, the Crystal Empire is about to be buried under a mountain of ice and snow.
You know, I think it's at this point where everyone should realize that when you rely on a single, solitary, unprotected crystal powered by you to live your own damn lives, maybe this empire ain't really that great of a place to live. I mean, why would you want to live in an area where a simple winter storm that apparently has a mind of its own could easily destroy everything just like that?
You live in a cold that human beings aren't supposed to live in. And it's no kind of test to the human spirit. It's fucking stupid.
Don't give me that innocent look. We all know what you did.
Did I do that?
Don't worry. Freezing weather is no problem. All you need is a nice layer of pollution to heat up the atmosphere. Just go talk to Flim and Flam. I'm sure they can hook you up with like a ton of aerosol.
Previously on Baby Cakes, Part 2.
Not only can we not take part in a fabulous ancient ceremony, but we're also about to be frozen solid.
Oh, come on, Rarity. Can't you? That's too easy.
What about when King Sombra ruled the Crystal Empire and the Crystal Heart was missing? The city wasn't covered in snow then.
The heart wasn't missing. It was still in the castle. King Sombra had just hidden it.
Nice job on realizing and addressing this glaring plot hole right away, because otherwise I can tell you the Bronies would have gone nuts about this fact if there wouldn't have been this kind of easy explanation.
I'm afraid Twilight is correct, and the storm clouds are already forming.
That is not weather. That's an emergency condition. And at that point, if you had any brains, you call the federal government and you say, get us the fuck out of here.
And now it will only grow stronger, enveloping everything in its path,
Including the Crystal Empire. And us along with it.
Okay, do they seriously not remember that both Cadence and Shining Armor have shield spells?
It's been so long. I don't see how anything on that list is going to help.
It's not like there's some spell that would magically compel us to pick up where we left off.
Well, obviously, discover your mothers have the same name, then you'll be instant besties. That won't be stupid at all.
Mist Main's material amity, Rockhoof's rapport, Flash Prance's fellowship.
And if all else fails, ask them to share an embarrassing moment from their past. Maybe even something they regret.
That should it.
What? Oh, right, yes. No rest for the wizardly.
Or as Cage the Elephant would put it, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees.
He's not actually a wizard, is he?
This was probably like the 10th moment in these 2 episodes where ponies are completely oblivious to social cues other ponies give them. Is nobody capable of showing any empathy or reading emotions of other ponies at all?
There must be a spell that can restore the Crystal Heart.
Perhaps. But it isn't something that either of us know.
Or you could just go the easier route and simply glue it back together. Why did I just now realize how much of a poor choice of words that was?
Can you hold off the storm?
Yes, for a time, but...
Wait, what?
We will do what we can, but you must hurry.
Oh my god. Oh my god, is this really happening? Yes! Yes!
Wait, Celestia and Luna are actually doing something?
OMG, Celestia and Luna are helping in a crisis?
They're not standing on the sidelines or imprisoned by the villain. They're actually going out and doing something? They're fighting off the weather?
Celestia's doing something! And it's not in an alternate timeline!
Yes! Yes, more of this, please. Lots more of this.
It took them 6 whole years, but they're finally doing something productive! Beautiful!
Look, the writers finally found a way to give those 2 powerhouses something productive to do in a plot. But once again, they are just shooting beams of magic out of their horns. Why do they barely ever do anything else than shooting beams? For example, a strong wind would be helpful at this point, or a shield.
Where'd she go?
The many horror film references you can make out of this moment.
My mama's senses are tingling.
I'm the one who said all we needed was this list.
Wait, don't those letters go straight to Celestia? Oops.
Twilight obviously thinks you're worth being friends with, and I do too.
Thanks, Spike.
At least I have 2 friends, even if one of them has dragon breath.
If you got the dragon, you got bad breath.
That's not dragon breath. It's freezing.
Wait, you just noticed?
I camped out all night for this spot. I'm not about to just give it up.
You can't tell me that those three aren't inspired by bronies.
Congoers in a nutshell.
And when that foal is held before the Crystal Heart, I plan to be as close to the action as possible.
It's been so boring here since the Equestria Games. This is literally all we have.
The truth is, the baby's an alicorn, and her magic's plumb crazy, so you might not want to be that close after all.
Especially given the fact she let out an ear-piercing cry not too long ago, which you clearly should have heard behind the thin curtain behind me.
No crystalling, huh? Then why are they starting a fireworks show?
Yep, definitively inspired by bronies.
Bridlebuck's boat chants, hay hooks and tournaments, mystic maps and mazes.
Ambulance and ogres? Shining?
It's not me!
I thought you were taking care of the baby.
I'm trying!
Seriously, with this gigantic round head and those oversized wings, this looks less and less like an alicorn baby and more like something out of the Binding of Isaac.
Or not.
Well, no shit, Rarity. What did you expect the baby to do?
Back away slowly and pretend you didn't see anything.
What is going on? You want the long or the short version? Short? The baby's an alicorn and she accidentally destroyed the Crystal Heart, so Twilight and Cadence are looking for a spell to put it back together and save the Crystal Empire from turning into a giant wasteland of ice and snow. Oh.
That sounds pretty long for a short version. What's the long version?
About 22 minutes.
It's a good thing, too. Without this, I don't know what we'd do.
Jinx! I choose you!
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know, Bubsy. You have a baby shooting a beam that's bouncing all over the library, so I'm willing to wager that everything could go wrong!
Freaking Murphy's Law!
Damn it, Twilight, stop jinxing things.
Oh, look at that. The baby destroyed another thing you really needed to fix the problem in this episode. Looks like somebody should have baby-proofed the castle. Shining armor.
I only read it through once. Well, if any pony can exactly remember something she read for the first time 2 minutes ago, it's you, Twilight.
Have you seen how long she takes to remember a simple speech from memory cards? You guys are screwed.
Sunburst! Haven't you looked outside?
You're asking a social recluse if you looked outside. What do you think the answer's gonna be?
Did I mention this was a royal crystalling? When the crystaller holds the young one aloft, all of the Empire will share their joy and light.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear a single thing you said. I was too distracted by your obviously two-dimensional mustache.
Could you imagine if he ate his own mustache by accident?
I bet it tastes like rock candy.
Ugh.
Come on! It's freezing out here!
We had the coldest winter on record this year, but you people didn't notice. It was an utter dog shit winter. And dog shit would have been better because it's warmer.
This is the Crystal Empire. We've seen snow before.
Hashtag Canada.
You know, this would have been a whole lot easier if you just did what Buttercup does.
Get the heck out of town! Right now! Oh!
You could learn a lot from her.
I want to help, I do. But I can't. I wish I could.
No, ours is the one with the silly pink hat.
What do you mean?
He's not a wizard. 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 He's not a wizard.
Well, you were wrong, okay? I'm not an important wizard.
Never heard of it. Do they speak equestrian in not an important?
I'm not even a wizard at all.
I'm a low-class bard.
Oh, excuse me for a second. Hello? Hey, what's up, Bronny Buck? No way, you called it too? My brony.
I'm sorry I'm not the big important wizard you were expecting.
If you're not an incredibly big title like a wizard, what do you do? Are you just a professional bookshelver?
Wait, if Sunburst isn't really a wizard, what's he doing with all this wizard stuff? And that wizard house. Okay, Starlight, back away slowly. I think he killed the real wizard and took his place.
Well, you don't know what it was like to be left behind. And then getting so bitter that you steal the cutie marks from an entire village. And then get defeated by Twilight and her friends. So you travel through time to get back at them. But they beat you again and teach you about friendship. But you're so terrified ponies will find out what you did that you can't make any friends.
Did you really travel through time?
Wait, that's what you focused on? He's a good friend.
Yeah, screw the fact that you abandoned your old friend and hurt her feelings. Time traveling is more important. My Little Pony, friendship is bullshit.
I'm sorry we lost touch. Maybe if I had reached out, you could have helped me at magic school, and I could have helped you to...
Not become totally evil?
I think a lot of us can really appreciate a lesson where, even though we're really hard on ourselves for our own past mistakes, a lot of other people may not think it's nearly so bad.
I know what it's like to have something you're not exactly proud of.
I'm sorry. I should have told you the truth.
It's fine. At least we worked it all out.
Just f*** already!
Well, this is nice and all, but I'm not sure if you noticed this, but Snowmageddon is happening!
I forgot to tell you, they're evacuating the city!
Oh well, sorry, guess we are both doomed now, but don't worry, at least I learned my friendship lesson.
Of course!
Spike is a reliable counselor, Shining Armor has lines, and a new male character has a major part in solving the crisis. An episode with 3 likable active male characters that aren't villains. What are you trying to do, Hasbro? Trying to show girls that men are equally capable or something? Well, not Shining Armor, he's a guy, so he can't take care of babies. That's women's work.
Push them back, my sister!
Okay, ladies, I'm ecstatic that you're actually doing something for once, but, I actually have a bit of a tip for you. Celestia, you might want to pay attention to this, because this applies to you especially. Okay, listening? Move the sun closer!
Is it just me, or is the crowd kinda small for a large portion of the Crystal Empire's population? I don't know. I would have hoped that an entire empire could scrape together more people than it takes to, fill a medium-sized auditorium.
We have to go back!
I know how to stop this!
I really hope you do, because you just send everybody back instead of evacuating. And if you fail, you just doomed the entire empire, including all 4 alicorns. 5 alicorns. 4.5?
The Crystal Heart's been around for millennia. Restoring a relic like this is magic way beyond one spell. You need to combine it with something else. Something unique to the relic itself. Something that strengthens it and provides it with power.
You do that thing you just did, and you do that thing you were going to do anyway.
You must be Sunburst. Starlight said you were a powerful wizard.
Oh, I'm no wizard.
What?
No. That is not where you gasp. You gasp when he follows that line with, I work at Dairy Queen or am Jack the Ripper or something.
But after this, you can call me a paladin.
But he studied magic his whole life. And since no pony has any better ideas, what do we have to lose?
All your lives?
Blah, 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 you know the joke. Moving on.
She's beautiful. Oh, it's just so moving.
Weird facial hair, excessive behavior, and drawn to emotional reactions. Does anybody still question my assumption that those 3 are representatives for Bronies?
Yay, we are incredibly breakable again.
Best crystalline ever!
Whoa, hey, you better mind that tongue, Missy. Rainbow and Pinky could sue you for that.
For a pony who isn't great at magic, you did pretty well.
The benefits of being a walking, talking encyclopedia.
So, Sunburst is a priest now?
I'm glad to see you found a way to share your unique gift, Sunburst.
No! Your hair is crystalline. It don't do that. Stop it. Stop with that flowing After Effects wave shit.
I like how Celestia and Luna pretty much look the same, just with a crystalline filter on top of them. They already have this unique and noble look, and the crystallization probably can't do a lot to emphasize this even more.
Came out of nowhere.
But it was all worth it to see this peaceful little angel.
Wait, did Twilight's parents just talk? They didn't say anything when Twilight was accepted to Celestia's School for the Gifted? They didn't say anything when Shining Armor was getting married? They didn't say anything when Twilight became an alicorn or the Princess of Friendship, but they have a granddaughter and finally they decide to speak up now? Okay?
Aw, so sweet. Come to your grandmare.
It was at that point, Twilight Velvet died a little inside, realizing she has a grandchild.
Oh god, hit the deck!
Hit the deck! We're alive? We're alive? I'm alive!
They took away Flurry Heart's chaotic magic?
Wait, he made an off switch for the god baby. He is totally a wizard.
That was the most entertaining part of her character. I mean, there was so much more you could have done with that. You took it away so soon? Why? That would have been so much fun.
God damn it, Haber.
Aren't we gonna name the poor little dear, or are we gonna spend the entire visit just calling her the baby?
We were thinking Flurry Heart.
You know, to remember the occasion.
That's like naming your kid Katrina or Sandy after you survived a hurricane.
Every time we say your name, it's going to remind us of the time you almost killed us all. Have a great childhood.
Yeah, because that's totally not referencing a McDonald's product. Here you go, babe. M&M's. Just like you wanted.
Nice. I don't know if I'll have time for any wizarding. I'm a crystaller now. That's a big responsibility.
But what does Crystaller do? I know with the christening allegory the implication is it's the godparent, but they don't know this guy. All they know is that he is not a wizard. He could literally be anything else.
Okay, from what I understand, the Crystaller is pretty much the godfather of the newborn child. I'm a godfather of one of my nephews myself, and I can tell you, it isn't a full-time job.
I can't think of any pony more qualified. Just promise you'll stay in touch?
Like I'd ever lose touch with my oldest friend.
Just already!
I think I have a lot to learn about being a teacher.
I know she needed to be put on the right path, but giving her the space to make her own decisions worked pretty well.
She didn't give her space to make her own decisions. She gave her a super long checklist with every single tiny step meticulously worked out. Twilight did the exact opposite of giving her space to do her own thing. It only happened to come this way because Twilight was occupied otherwise and they already reached the end of the list.
Isn't that how Celestia taught you?
Thank you, Spike. Someone had to say it.
Yeah, great message there, Spike. Truly a sentiment to all teachers everywhere. Leaving your student all by themselves to complete an impossible lesson and just seeing what happens and hoping to God that they don't screw it up. Wait.
Hold up! Rewind? What is that?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
Is that a changeling?
Is
it
the plot for the season? Nah.
What did I just watch?
Well, that was definitely a thing that happened at a place with some guys and gals and a baby.
And that was the crystalling.
Actually, really good.
How do you think of the premiere, Baby Bear?
I thought it was really good. It's not that they do something a little different out of the ordinary.
It's okay. This definitely is the weakest of all the season openers. Now typically we like to open our pony seasons with like a big, awesome event, and this was, I don't know, it just felt small.
I know this was really hard to tell, but I didn't care for this premiere. I know, I was being really subtle about it.
Not the greatest opener out there. Not to say as an opener it was rather weak, rather unimpressive.
Overall, I'd say it's a pretty good opener for Season 6 because I'm certainly intrigued to see where they go from here, especially with Starlight Glimmer and Sunburst and even Spike. There's a lot more that you can do with all of those characters interacting in future episodes.
I didn't think it was as good as, say, the Cutie Map or Princess Twilight Sparkle, but as a continuing on point from the Cutie Remark, I think it actually gained its ground.
You know, I didn't really think about this premiere when it first aired. I thought it was just kind of average. But, you know, I will say this. I do like the fact that there isn't a new villain this time around. So that's a nice change of pace.
Like, this is like the third time they tried doing something different. Like, the Cutie Map did something different, the Cutie Remark did something different, this one also did something different, and for once, we don't have a villain this time. This was just caused by an accident that they have to fix up.
Yeah.
I was not bored. A lot of stuff was very cliche, but we also got a bunch of interesting things to see. Like, first of all, the character of Sunburst is really nice to watch. He's an unusual character. He is a little bit stumbling. He has this unsure awkwardness, but he also is not like, for example, Shining Armor in this episode once again played down for laughs.
I liked Starlight's character. I liked Sunburst, or as I will call him forever, Mr. Not a Wizard, but the misunderstanding reunion was a really predictable end.
But yeah, he is an interesting character with potential who is not just there as a plot device or for cheap jokes, so I'm actually looking forward to see more of him.
Sunburst was great, the rest of the main six were alright.
I would have liked to have seen more from the other members of the main six, but they at least tried to get each of them to do something. And, you know, it's the thought that counts with that.
Starlight... Yeah, okay, you already know my thoughts from earlier, but, yeah, Starlight should still be severely punished for her actions back in Cutie Remark. And, you know, Sunset Shimmer deserves to be in Starlight's place as the 7th Ranger and Twilight's pupil.
Starlight is now obviously a steady member of the cast. She is there in the opening.
I don't know, maybe there might be something for her later on down the line, but I don't know. To me, Starlight still has a lot of ass-kissing to do in order to earn my trust back.
But the B-plot in this episode is fantastic. Starlight and Sunburst are just great. Neither one of them is the conventional hero type. I mean, he's not like a big success out the gate. And Starlight is, well, a reformed villain. She's like Vegeta. And you know, I think Starlight is main character material.
I really like Starlight's character in this. I can't wait to see the progression of her and Twilight being a teacher throughout the season. This has my interest peaked. They opened up a lot of new doors.
I'm a little bit mixed on the idea of Twilight being a teacher for Starlight Glimmer. Like, I can kind of see where that's going because, frankly, what else are they going to do with Twilight now that she's, you know, a princess and everything? Like, what else is she going to do? So, I guess this is symbolizing her being the princess of friendship. It just feels a little weird that she's being more of a teacher.
It's good to see Twilight really growing up into the role of a princess. I like the fact that she's now someone's mentor, and she's kind of increasing her status, and that's a really good thing. I'm glad that they're going with this direction for her, rather than just keeping her in the sort of low status, has to learn about stuff sort of mode that she's been in for half a decade.
I mean, this has been a thing. Every single season had a little bit of a new angle, a little bit of a new gimmick or feature to it. And apparently, at least if we go by how it has been in the past, this might be the new angle for this season for Twilight, to discover her role as a teacher.
Then again, in Twilight Time, when I reviewed that episode, I said somewhere that that she could, like, pass knowledge around and such, like be a teacher. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Also, I think I'm noticing a pattern with these premieres. Only the odd-numbered season premieres have songs. I mean, Giggle at the Ghosties was in Season 1. Season 3 had the Failure and Success song along with the Ballad of the Crystal Empire, and Season 5 had In Our Town. There were no songs in the Season 2 premiere or the Season 4 premiere or in this one. So, I don't know, maybe that's just something I notice.
Twilight had a little bit of her own arc going on, but there was a baby arc and there was a Starlight arc. And basically the entire rest of the cast has all been busy with the baby arcs. They all shared the spotlight over there, where we had Starlight, a little bit of Spike, by the way, good Spike in this opener, and Sunburst being the only three characters involved in the second arc, in the Rekindling Friendship arc.
I'm not as interested in Cadence Shining Armor or Flurry Heart, unfortunately, because she's no longer doing anything chaotic.
I don't like the baby at all, anything about it. And everything about the Crystal Empire just screams toy commercial and doesn't really add anything else to the series, besides the pretty hairstyles.
Now, I consider it fairly likely that Flurry Heart is just setting up, future events to come, both in this season, and she's probably going to be fairly important whenever we wrap up Friendship is Magic and move to My Little Pony The Next Generation, or whatever they end up calling it. And I'm not going to say she can't be good, but she's got the Mary Sue going on, at least so far.
Flurry Heart, well, I don't know what to expect of her next. I found she was pretty adorable. Rest of the characters were fine. Town's ponies are still idiots as always.
Now, even though it's kind of odd that Shining Armor and Cadence are the prince and princess of the Crystal Empire, but they're still taking care of their own kid when they really should have someone to take care of that, I like that they're showing parenting as kind of realistic. You have to deal with a whiny, screamy thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night, and, it's not all fun and games.
Best thing about the episode, Spike is best pony. He is an amazing confidant, and isn't once a completely selfish ass for no reason.
Starlight was good in this, Spike was fantastic in this, not to mention this was a really funny episode.
I will say this, the real star of this episode is Spike. He is just so supportive and helpful. He's slowly becoming one of my new favorite characters.
Oh well, and we all better get ready for the upcoming Civil War. And I'm not talking about the movie, obviously. I'm talking about what is going on in the fandom after this season opener, because with the new lore we now have about alicorns, I'm expecting the worst.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a win. Definitely a lot of fun to watch.
Can't really think of anything that I didn't like, outside of like one or two because of the plot says so moments. But, yeah, I'd say solid premiere overall.
Overall, I thought it was a decent premiere. I had my fun.
Babe, this whole episode got me thinking about something.
What's that?
What about when we have children?
Oh look, there's Pinkie Pie merchandise right over there!
Really? Where?
Oh, come on!
Okay, guys, time to change back. I am aware that the one in the opening kind of didn't really turn out like I hoped it would, but I kept the best for last. Because in my research for a fantastic transformation, I came across the most awesome transformation. Loved across the board. Absolutely fail-proof, amazing transformation, and I have everything set up. So, I would say, here we go.
Oh, you want to change back, ANY? I can help you with that.
Wait, what? Poof! Dude, what gives?
You're welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to fulfill my sudden craving for McFlurries and Starburst.
I don't get a refund on the fireworks, and the martial arts specialists are only in town for today.
The end.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I've learned what it really means to be a mentor. A student needs to learn how to grow on their own. Therefore, whenever my student faces troubles or new dangers, I've decided to teach by your example. By doing absolutely nothing. Your fellow co-princess, Twilight Sparkle.